My wife was late at work today. I was lying on the couch with my laptop and hanging out on social networks. When a message came to my phone, I picked up the phone and a new video appeared on the screen. I launched it. At first, it seemed like ordinary amateur entertainment, of which huge quantities are on any website. On the screen, two guys were sitting in a sauna. Then some girl came in and sat between them. Well, then everything began according to a well-known scenario. You can imagine what started to happen to this trio. The sender's profile was filled out to a minimum. The first and last name on the page, unknown to me, was also empty, and the avatar was a famous movie actor. Everything was clear, and I blocked the sender, so that he would stop drinking and return to his business. However, about 15 minutes later, another message with a video came from another, also unknown sender. The video showed the same sauna. The same guys were having fun with the same girl. I even watched them having fun for a bit and even envied these guys, like how they were having fun. And the girl is good. And they were doing such things at that moment. The phone in the hall interrupted. The author of the video wanted to contact me via video link. At first, I wanted to disconnect, but curiosity got the upper hand. I covered the front camera on my phone with my finger and answered. The caller himself was not visible. The screen was blank at first, but then an image appeared. A large room with spacious wooden panels was visible. A wooden table with benches and a vertical pole. It became clear that this was a sauna. The unknown video operator continued broadcasting. He went to the exit, walked along a small corridor, and entered the very room where the two previous videos were filmed. I recognized the walls and the paintings hanging on the walls. In the same bed in the corner, three people were having fun on the bed, those two guys and the same girl. The author of the broadcast moved towards this trio, pointing the phone camera at them. He came closer and concentrated the camera on the girl. I was impressed by what I saw. The girl was in charge of everything. But wait. Something rang in my head. I looked closely at the girl's hand. I hadn't seen her face yet. I had to wait until the camera clearly showed her fingers. The girl had a pink manicure on her feet, with Copex. My wife had bragged about this exact manicure to me yesterday. And the wedding ring also matched exactly. Calm, Kolya, just calm. I reassured myself. It was just a coincidence. My gaze caught another important detail, having looked at which I became covered in flexibility. Then on the inside of the girl's thigh, a small birthmark in the shape of a crescent was visible. The same as my wife's. My armpits began to buzz in my head. My brain refused to believe that this could be my spouse. I began to grope around with trembling hands. And now my work phone, I finally found it. I dialed my wife and brought the phone to my ear. As soon as I heard the beeps in the phone receiver, the video broadcast was immediately interrupted. My wife did not answer for a long time, but I held the receiver and waited. My heart was pounding like mad animals in a cage. Kolya, something happened. Finally, the voice of the Blessed One was heard in the receiver. Where have you disappeared to, trying to hide my excitement? I said. Yes, I'm still at work. We'll finish the report soon and then I'll be back. My dear. More specifically, I could say. I asked already demandingly. I'll be back in about an hour. A little puzzled by her voice, my wife answered. Okay, I'm waiting for you. My wife immediately disconnected. I was shaking all over with bad thoughts. I leaned from corner to corner of the apartment, but in my soul, I hoped that this was some kind of coincidence in the details. In these videos, it was not a girl I knew, and my wife was now at work. But my mind said otherwise, both the manicure and the birthmark and the ring. Well, there can't be so many coincidences at once. And who contacted me? Why was he broadcasting this? Why did he need all this? After all, there must be some meaning to it. I picked up my phone and wrote the sender a message asking what it was and why. Silence in response. But 5 minutes later, several more videos and a dozen photos arrived. I looked through them carefully and all doubts disappeared completely. It was my wife. One of the photos showed my wife's happy face. She was lying on that bed surrounded by several men. The men looked pleased. And on the video, oh my God, what my wife was doing. I couldn't even imagine that she was capable of such a thing. And we've been married for 5 years. Finally, my wife came back. She came in as if nothing had happened. She came up to me and kissed me on the lips. "Why are you so upset?" she asked in surprise. I was indignant. Yes, I was ready to pounce on her with my fists. She innocently blinked her eyes. I told her that she was in vain pretending to be a fool. I know everything, and she immediately confessed to everything. Well, she was in the sauna. What's so terrible about that? Don't you ever go to the sauna? I was speechless from such impudence and threw a scandal at her. But I didn't stop to cruel measures. It was all just words, although very loud. After I had fully expressed what I thought about them, my wife silently went into the shower to wash herself. She searched there for a long time. I went into the bedroom and fell asleep. My wife came out of the bathroom, fell into the bedroom, and lay down next to me. Then she carefully hugged me. I lay there and didn't react to her. My wife kissed me on the neck, stroked my hair, and asked, "Kolya, tell me what you saw in the video. Did you see everything yourself, how it happened?" I saw everything. My wife began to stroke my stomach with her palm. Yes, everything as it was. I answered her rather sharply. "And how do I look in these pictures?" "Well, admit it, I'm good." My wife's hand began to stroke, even more tenderly, and she kissed my shoulder. "Of course, I'm still good," I answered. "I'm still angry. I pleased several men at once." "Yes, so skillfully, especially in the last video. I don't even know what to call you." After that, I rolled over onto my back, and my wife laid her head on my chest. "Darling, did you see how it all began? And until the very end. Kiss me." My dear leg asked. "No, I didn't see it all." "Too bad." My wife pretended to be upset. "What do you want to say?" I didn't get it. "I don't think you've ever seen anything like this. And you would have definitely liked it. We've never had anything like this." She wanted to say something else, but I didn't let her finish and hugged her tightly. I really wanted to know what it was about her that those surprised men. Then, when we finally made peace, I asked her, "Darling, why did you go with those men?" The thing is, at the end of the working day, the director called me into his office. He asked if I wanted to go to the sauna with them. And he asked in a commanding tone. Well, I couldn't refuse my boss. Judge for yourself, darling, so don't worry about it. It was just a work episode that shouldn't be paid attention to.